Hey, what's going on, my Aries? This is Damien with HK Readings, Healing Culture Tarot, and I am here to do your May 2019 General Love Reading. Now, this reading will be from, say, about the 15th of May until the 31st, and we're just going to do it that way since I'm getting to your reading at this point. So, literally, from my birthday, the 15th, until the 31st, this is going to be the second half of May. You're the first time to get the second half, so I already see this reading is very special as well. If you are an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, stay tuned, for I may have some really enticing messages that are lucrative for your journey and that help you progress, or at least give you some insight as to what's going on, possibly help you make the next best move. I want to go ahead and get into this by saying the type of love reading that this is going to be is just very powerful, in the sense that I already want you to know that we're not even... There's such a spiritual element that's coming out here. Just to point out some of the cards that we have on the board that give me that impression. We've got the Eight of Water reversed here in the Tower of the Orisha. We've got Wisdom here in the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. And I'm honestly feeling it from the way the Nine of Cups is coming up right here with the Ace of Discs, with the Earth card as well. And what I mean when I say that is, let's just begin by talking about getting away from a situation, or whether this was extremely recent, whether it's been some time, which most of you may have been single for a while, and there's been some time, and that's how you've been able to reach this point that I'm about to get to. But it feels like you're getting away from either a particular partner or friends, like whomever was in your environment that was so toxically selfish. We're talking about no balance, no cooperation, people who took, and didn't give very much of their advice and time and energy, their love, their resources in general. But I feel like on the end of you, Aries, you were coming from really wanting to establish something, like establish these kinships, establish these bonds. And for many of you, establish a love that you had to let go of at some point. And I'm not going to say sadly or tragically, because I feel like it was the best thing for you. Okay? Because the sun is still shining, and everything that I said was represented by the Three of Earth, but I'm also seeing how you've come out of that situation also with it being in reverse. It's not just talking about like the negative energies of the time, but how you've left it. And next, when we have the Eight of Water reverse going into the Earth in the upright position, we're really talking about disbanding from material things, or things that tied to material beliefs. Really aligning yourself with your intuition, with your spiritual path, and nurturing your ascendants. I don't know if you've ever been more okay with being alone, because you're not lonely. I feel like your world is opening up, opportunities are opening up for you. Opportunities for expansion with networking and getting projects off the ground. I don't know how focused you are on love right now. Again, I feel like you're open to it, but it's not a priority. Now, when we get to your chakra wisdom oracle, we have the card of passion and we have the card of wisdom. So this is a time that I feel as though, since you are so freed and liberated from much that you felt has been plaguing your life, you're able to put your passions in order. You're able to think about what they are, what you're going to do to achieve them. What can you do to further that progression of what's feeling right to you? And wisdom is tying into that too. Because we're using higher judgment from what we know about ourselves, what we've experienced, to create a new path that excites us. And it's because we're also doing it wisely. We're doing it very smart, okay? We're being intuitive. We're paying attention. Now, with the Four of Cups reversed, tying into the Ace of Discs and the Nine of Cups, it's as if you really are not only glowing within your autonomy, but there's no more even lingering thoughts about the person or persons who've hurt you. There's no second guessing what you could have done to create that faux sense of wish fulfillment. I feel as though it's important not to lose sight of who you are, like not being so humble in a way when it comes to people recognizing your resilience and your accomplishments. I'm getting a lot of Taurus energy, and I'm not particularly saying that because it's Ace of Discs on the board. I feel as though many of you Aries may have Taurus in your chart, and it could take over a lot to where the perception of you is not necessarily what it is. You know, as bulls have a way of just coming off. And I've been told this quite a bit recently too from, dear friends, so I listen. It's like, sometimes I just never know like what you mean by things, like your tone of voice or the way you look whenever someone is responding to you or just conversing with you. It can seem a little condescending or just, I don't know, like things around that realm. And of course I don't ever mean to do that. But yeah, some of you may be cuspers or just have it in your chart very strongly. But yeah, I think we also Aries have to watch out how we are interacting and engaging with people as we move forward into these new opportunities in a world of less restrictions or free from restrictions, okay? We have to stay humble. That's a really big thing that I'm getting. Now, yeah, there's still a lot of deep hurt here for you. With the Prison card in reverse to clarify passion, and the Old Woman in reverse to clarify wisdom. The Old Woman upright, like that is the card of wisdom. And we're talking about that clarifying it, coming out of that sometimes into these worldly and material ways. So that's what we're shifting. Remember, we're shifting these material and worldly constructs that aren't good for us anymore, like even on a minimal level. But see, when this hurt comes into love, there's like this strength and autonomy within the Ace of Discs, and also this like solo, very strong, I've got it together on my own Cups energy with the Nine of Cups. Whereas I feel like you know how like some of us had parents like I did. My father would be away a lot. I don't want to get too much into detail, but my father would just be away a lot. And a lot throughout many years, my mom would raise me And it was known by everyone who was a friend of the family and me, that like for much of my life, and especially because our relationship and how much she made sure she was there for me, she was like the mother and the father, you know? She was mama and daddy. When his daddy was home, or if he wasn't fucking up, and they split, you know? Not trying to put too much out of the tea, but, you know, hey, if we're going to go there, if we're really going to connect and, you know, we're going to talk about feelings, I want y'all to know that I can kind of touch on them too to let you know that I relate. But, like, it's that, you know, because there's no reason I shouldn't be as vulnerable, right? But yeah, that's the kind of energy that I'm getting with the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Discs, relative to how you're taking on your life. And my mom is an Aries. She's like literally her whole chart, and I've said this in other videos, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, Aries Venus, Aries Jupiter. And you're just like, what? But yeah, it's like, and I feel like maybe that's just an Aries thing, is to take on, like, knowing that you can take on both roles and live that duality. I can make myself happy and I can take care of myself. I don't need nothing that's going to hurt me. I don't need anything that's going to bring me down. I don't need anything that's not going to contribute to me. Because I see you turn it down offer after offer. The Ace of Discs is clarified by the service. And I told you, as many of you know who follow me, my service card is like my suitor card, right? The one who's coming to suit. And very few videos do I point this out because I don't feel that it's relative, but in the first ones where I would get this card, I would. These spots that you have on his wrist here and his neck, you know, this is coming up to me. And I haven't, you know, and I've tried to research and see if other decks were like that, and when I get the images from this card, like, it's there. So it's there for intuitive reason. It's a Sibylla deck, and it speaks nothing of it if you're studying through the book. But what it's come to mean for me, in situations like this where I'm picking it up, is these are like the targets, like the soft spots of these individuals, if you will. And I think, like, with just like clockwork, with no other fucks or thoughts given, you can just cut that shit off and you're already like reading every weak spot they have on them. You're already reading them for filth. You're already reading them for tea. You're already seeing how they measure up, okay? That's like you zooming in and just like getting these intuitive ideas, but just like on a movie, you know how like in the future they look at stuff and it pulls up these, and then it's basically like seeing technology through your eyes or whatever. Maybe someone in the comments can let me know what the name of that is, because I know it's a thing. But yeah, and then the sweetheart reversed. You're not interested. None of these notes that she's reading, male or female, for, you know, whomever you are, it's making the grade. And actually, you just probably balling them up and tossing them in the trash before it even gets anything, before it gets anywhere. But yeah, but again, that's intuitive nature, to where you are, like, a lot of these individuals will test for you. Not all of them will be, so, you know, use your wisdom and your discernment. And be correct about, like, where you're putting your energies as far as your passions aligning, so you know when it's not a fuckboy or a fuck girl, you can go for it, Aries. But when I see the enemy here in the money card reverse, you've got imposters, you've got people not being who they say they are. You got people who, again, just wanting to take milk for resources, extrapolate resources. Not really love you, but just come for what they can get from you, energetically and materialistically. And as you are choosing to disband from that socio-material type of life, you're not attracting that anymore. So of course you're shooting that shit down. Let me go ahead and pull you a goddess guidance or two before we go ahead and Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So I really believe that this is just tying into a message of, you know, do what you do, follow your intuition. Nobody's, you know, sitting here telling you to take some shit for the sake of love, as, you know, people are coming in trying to deal you some shit. That's not what I'm getting at. I feel as though this is talking about staying humble, okay? Because there doesn't have to be hate, resentment, or any type of like foul behavior as it as you keep the filtering process going, removing the bullshit, deleting the sash, the extra memory or whatever. But, you know, just keep love in your heart and be humble and be optimistic for new beginnings. The Pauper was a star, fertility. It is the perfect time, blah, for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. And that's all we've been talking about. Starting new projects, getting your shit going and rolling, Aries. Accessing new ideas, new ways of thinking, new constructs that align with the wisdom that you were given, that you gained, that you earned. And giving birth to new conditions. And again, I feel like you're in that energy to where without settling, that's what you're going to do. Like you're going to give birth to new conditions. And whoever's with you is with you. Bottom of the deck, Freya. You know, my sexy card, my playful card, bold. Unleash your adventure side, take a risk and be daring. Now, I'm not going to tell you where to take that risk, Aries. Use your intuition. I'm sure you'll find out. As we see here, you ain't really trying to take risk with no dumb shit. So, but I mean, take risk again with what excites you to help you really further align those passions and move towards them, okay? No stagnation, Aries. I love you. Happy May.